Hey guys, it's been a while since I actually did a little video from my office, but I really wanted to come on. I've been having to ground myself a little bit, and I'm going to talk about grounding actually, because I had a lot of stuff happen, and I've been doing this cleanse or support of some organs in my body, mostly the endocrine system, pituitary gland, thyroid, and pancreas with Dr. Morse's herbs. As I shared many times before, when you use these herbs, it's like powerhouse of emotions because the organs contain also that chi, that energy. They are much more than just the physical part. They are also very esoteric. They have emotions attached to it. So many things happen. And I did it actually without doing the kidneys and lymphatic because I did that not long ago. And the interesting part is that because the herbs work very, very well with every organ, there might be some things that your body has to cope with a little bit more. So I started retaining more water. So my hormones have been like up and down, right, left, and center the whole time. But I always share that healing is not linear. And now that I finished the herbs, I'm finding my grounding. I've been feeling out of my body, like not comfortable, a little bit bloated, mostly because of water retention, because of the herbs, especially Vitex, which is a component of three of the herbs I was taking. But I kind of wanted to really say, okay, it's fine. I'm just going through this. My body is adjusting. I know I've given those organs the support they needed to take it to the next level, but it's not always comfortable. But healing is never always comfortable. But herbs are so powerful. And I prefer teas actually now at this point in my journey than I do tinctures because the teas are gentler. And I think at this point in time, while I'm going through so many transitions, I I have to just be careful not to throw myself in a deep cleanse because I don't have the environment to do that in. And that takes me to the next step, which is for the past month, I've been making decisions out of, I don't want to say fear because I never felt afraid per se, but I guess stress and insecurity and uncertainty and perhaps survival mode. Probably that's the best word I can use actually. And my personal life is changing incredibly, and a lot of it is because I made decisions, but also because they were decisions that had to be made because unfortunately things have been happening that you know that you can't just fix with a conversation, especially when in your private life in a relationship the other person doesn't want to listen. I have I've definitely I don't want to share too many details now, but it will be shared at some point, not so much the because of what happened, but the the emotional experience that I've been facing. I think we need to talk about emotional gaslighting. We need to talk about the importance of relationships that are all about communication, and when that is missing because we are not catered with the tools to deal with that, then you have to just make decisions and think, hey, is this really gonna work? And I mean, relationships are work. They have to be catered for, taken care of. They are like babies. You have to nurture them. But to do that, you have two people that have to be respectful of each other's feelings. If one person doesn't want to even talk about feelings and they bypass everything with other things, then that's a problem. And for me, that has been a problem for many years now. And unfortunately, it just escalates. And, beautiful words or intentions, but no practical stuff, then unfortunately don't manifest into a healthy relationship. And I have been feeling I am navigating doing the right things, behaving in a way that makes me feel proud of myself, but also not feeling taken advantage of, which I feel. Um, and and it's been very hard to navigate certain things. I've been a little bit out of my comfort zone. I created spaces where I feel comfortable and safe. But this journey also helped me to meet amazing people that have been supportive friends, that have created space for me, that have held space for me, and that allow me to actually feel like there is a silver lining. Of course, I know that already, but that I don't have to, for me, being a victim is not an option. I don't believe that is going to happen again because when I was in victim mode, when I had adrenal exhaustion, I had type 2 diabetes, I felt like I was a victim of my life, like I had no say in my life. And that's mostly because my hormones were out of whack. I had high cortisol all the time. I was in adrenal exhaustion. My body was trying to make adrenaline to get me through the day. I would wake up exhausted, not sleep well, not feel supported. I also lived in circumstances that were very traumatic, which is one of the reasons my personal life is also falling apart, because the other person doesn't want to take responsibility for that trauma. And I'm not scapegoating them. That was all my doing, but they need to work on it too, because we were all in this together in some aspects of it. But it has been a very, very, very emotional time. And of course, with my work, I am here to serve, support, but at the same time share authentically that I am going through my healing journey, physically, mentally, spiritually, and that I want to support you too, and that I don't want to do it in a way that is fake spirituality. Like, even when I talk about manifestation, you're never going to hear me just sit there, meditate and let it happen and just don't care about stuff. You still have to be pragmatic and proactive, and you have to be responsible, and you have to they have to understand that every action, as a reaction, there are consequences, which is beautiful, because I think we are mature human beings who can deal with it. But equally, what does it mean, right, for us really to have this kind of power or responsibility? With great power comes great responsibility. And I have been obviously making decisions out of survival, so, which is natural when you're going through anything that is change. But I got reminders, soft reminders and hard reminders, I call them. But the hard reminders are probably just having this emotional stuff coming up with the hormones changing, and the herbs really help that. But as you cleanse, a lot of stuff comes up, and so I was feeling a little bit unsettled. But equally, the soft reminders that God is perfect. You don't have to be religious. In fact, please don't be religious if you want to really believe in God, because the moment you put him in a box, and I'm not talking even about nominational things, I'm talking about becoming religious, dogmatic about things. Another reason why my relationship is kind of falling apart, because when you start with something in a good way, it can be taken to extremes, and that's happened already, unfortunately. But God is perfect, and he is part of us. So whenever something is out of alignment, it will send messages. And I really believe that to be true, because I've been trying this survival mode thing, and like, okay, figure out ways to make decisions and change circumstances and settle up. And one of the things that I need to remind myself is that my work will reap the benefits, will reap the results, because I'm aligned to purpose. The moment I switch away from that purpose and just try to go to the end result, which in this case could be financial independence, I take away from manifesting the right things. And I also burn myself out, and I also get out of alignment. So when that happens, and happened, the beginning stages, like the thought, the focus, I was reminded to be focused. And one of the ways that this came up is that someone mentioned in a casual conversation, because they've been reading a lot about stuff, they were like, I wouldn't be surprised if you were ADHD. Now, I know I'm not ADHD, I'm very focused, but of course I'm a woman, and sometimes when your hormones are shifting, you can seem or feel scattered. Now, I haven't felt totally not focused, but I definitely haven't been as productive as I wanted to be this month. But one of the reasons is because my hormones have been fluctuating through this cleanse. But I have been, that comment, I was like, that's interesting that you think so. And although that seems like a projection of that person, because they are self-diagnosing this, I think it was a message that he had to hear, because what does having attention deficit mean? It means you're not focused on something. And quite honestly, yeah, it's true. I have been trying to find different ways to survive, so there was no focus on what I have been focused on for so many months, that for over a year, that has manifested in everything I created, including my space of work. So that was such a reminder. And I woke up this morning knowing that I had to talk to someone that I've been working on a little side project, saying to that person, I will support you in creating what this you want to create with this that we talked about, because this is your niche, this is your strength, this is what you need to do, but it's not what I need to do. I need to stay true to my calling. I'm here to serve women. I'm here to serve women getting healthier, stronger, grounded, responsible, out of victim mode. Nobody wants to be a victim. I don't want to be a victim. And helping people heal mentally, physically, spiritually. That's my calling. Trying to find different ways, especially when the person in my life who has always told me that we have to follow spirit, right, for our guidance, basically also tells me just find a way to deal, right? And and again, I think again that we have challenges and we have these things that push us, and sometimes they can be conflicting and can be contradictory. You have to kind of deal with it, but it has been a reminder of grounding. Unfortunately, I woke up to one of the things that really grounds me a lot today, which was this beautiful tree I had outside my window. They took it down with the excuse that it was sick. Long story, it wasn't sick. The who are sick is the people at the municipality that think that chopping trees is the best way to live life. But especially in a city that they carry on saying it's green and we care for nature. Well, don't chop trees. I mean, unless they're really sick, and there is a tree that is actually sick and should be taken down, but they took the wrong one down, I'm sure, because they, idiots. And I'm not going to be politically correct about this. They are idiots, because the people that were chopping it down, I'm like, what are you doing? Talk to the municipality. Like, they have no responsibility. You're just chopping a tree, in the middle of everywhere. Please give me the strength. So that was very grounding for me. Thankfully there are more trees, but that particular tree I had a relationship with that tree. Like, I would go downstairs when it was hot and hug it and sit under it and be so grateful that it was there, and now it's gone. So I feel like I lost a friend. I don't try. I'm crying for a tree because you do that. But that was my grounding. So I had to it's been a very emotional weekend. But I also had a beautiful weekend with friends that really made me feel like I needed a place of rest where I felt safe, because I have been feeling a little bit, again, survival mode. But I think it's just so beautiful to be honest about how we go through our journeys and, do it in a very authentic way so that we can share with other people. So when I share with you guys, I am sharing my work. This is really profound awareness of who I am, what I need to achieve, what I've been, where I want to go. When I share it with you, this is really the roadmap for all of us working on something. When you know that something in your soul is calling for something different, you know that you have to work on it. You can't just sit there and let life happen, because it would be always the same thing, and we don't want that. And I want you to thrive with that knowledge that you can do more, be more, because you are, period. So I would love for you to consider, if you're a woman going through changes, work with me, get in touch, even if you just want to talk and share. Yesterday we had our inner circle, and a friend of mine that also in the circle shared her journey with health, and I love her. Even if she made a decision I wouldn't have made, a decision that hurt me, because I was so angry that her fear, maybe, I don't know, whatever happened, I wasn't angry, but I was upset. But I love her. And I realized that no matter what, you don't judge people, you just support them, because ultimately we need to be okay with the choices we make. And we just need people around us that accept us, love us for who we are. And this is why I have Living in Health. So I'm refocusing my energy on really just doing my work, which is being here for the women that are coming to me, especially women. I don't reject men that want to work on themselves and work on their feminine, but the ladies are my thing, because I know that our hormones are so powerful. They're messengers. They tell us so many information. We have to understand them. But with that, it's not just the hormonal stuff. It's not just the physical. It's everything. So the full picture. So guys, I really wanted to share this with you. And any questions, put them below. Any comment, put them below. I'm here for you. And I'm all about being authentic. So have a good day.